Hey everybody, this is Skip from the WSGF, and today we're going to take a look at something that's not very exciting in the world of computing and displays, but is a crucial part of your rig. Today we're going to take a look at a DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort cable, 2 meter, 6.6 foot from Accell. Many people have probably heard the Accell name and have probably personally seen myself or other members on the forum recommend the Accell active adapter to go from mini DisplayPort or full-size DisplayPort out to a single link DVI connection back in the early days of iFinity when these were really crucial to a setup. So you may be asking yourself, well, why are you talking about cables are such a commodity? We all know what cables we need, we know where to get them. I've been running various setups of iFinity over the years and even some NVIDIA surround, 3x1 landscape, 3x1 portrait, 5x1 portrait. Now I'm doing a PLP setup here with the 3440 by 1440 ultra wide in the middle. The outer panels are actually 2560 by 1440p that are rotated in portrait. And once I switched over to this configuration, I started having issues. I was swapping cables for the ones that I had on hand that I had purchased from Monoprice over the years. I was changing ports on my video cards, and even in testing different video cards for the recent benchmarking that I did for The Witcher 3, I kept still having issues. So I initially went over to Monoprice to look at what they offered now and look at the specs of the cables that I had bought previously, and was surprised, I guess, to find or realize that the cables that I had were only DisplayPort 1.1 certified. Monoprice only offered a handful of DisplayPort 1.2 cables, and in the DisplayPort to mini DisplayPort line, they didn't offer anything over 3 feet. Looking at the monitors I'm running now, this is my first big jump into 1440p panels. The middle one is 3440 by 1440p. Ultra wide, the outer two panels are 2560 by 1440p, and I'm actually daisy chaining them through the DisplayPort 1.2 spec. So that kind of kicked off in my mind that maybe I need to update my cables. So for the past couple of months, Accell has been advertising on the WSGF, and so I reached out to them and said, I know that y'all offer DisplayPort 1.2 cables. Would you mind sending me some to test? So I got those in a couple of weeks ago and found them to be a much better quality cable over the ones that I had from Monoprice. The pins inside the connectors appear to be larger and much more substantial. It appears to be a thicker gauge of wire. The locking pins on the full-size DisplayPort connection are taller. They stand prouder up from the port itself. The latch, the button that you push to get the cable out to retract the pins is easier to push, so it's easier to remove the cable if you need to. And on the mini DisplayPort side, I found that connection, which doesn't have any locking pins, to be much more solid on my R9 295. And I'd even got to the point where one of the ports, the third one down, I really couldn't connect anything to it anymore because the connection was so loose with any number of cables that I would constantly have display link failures and display blankouts. But with these cables, everything's worked fine. I haven't had a drop, I haven't had a display link failure, I haven't had a blank out of any sort. And in my experience here, these cables from Accell are a much better quality product and are really much more suited, being DisplayPort 1.2 cables and manufactured of, again, a high quality for a modern setup like this, where you're looking at daisy chaining or running high resolution panels, or even if you're not, just having a better connection and a better quality product that's really hidden in behind the scenes, that if you're using the entry level may be causing you problems. So what is that premium really worth? Back in the day and even still today, we see companies like Monster or other premium companies, want to gouge and really overprice cables at $30, $40, $50 and up for very short lengths of cables where there's no discernible difference in quality over the other items that are out there. So looking at Monoprice versus Accell, the Accell cable, 2 meters, so 6.6 foot, is available from Amazon for about $13.50 with free 2-day shipping from Prime. Basically, everybody I know has Prime, so it's probably going to be free shipping for you. Looking at Monoprice, a single 6-foot cable, so it's slightly shorter, is just under $5, but then you have to pay shipping of between $2.10 and $6.20 to get it there between 2 to 3 days. The base ground shipping can take up to 6 days, and that's the one that costs $2. So to get 2 to 3 days shipping, somewhat equivalent to Amazon, you're really looking at almost $9 in price for the cable versus $13.50 from Amazon. So it's less than a $5 differential for a much better product. So all those things considered, I would rate these lines of cables, and I've actually tested the cable that's mini DisplayPort on both ends and full-size DisplayPort on both ends as well, as highly recommended. Again, it's something that we may not think a lot about. It's not something that grabs your attention, but it is something that's crucial to the proper running of your system. And it's really a shame if we're going to spend hundreds of dollars on video cards and then hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on one or more panels to really hamper that experience, to save $5 on a cable that is connecting the two. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking through the video for something that, again, is just really a commodity that you and I may not think about, and I didn't until I started having problems.